This morning I was sitting in my house just watching TV. I, like many of you, wanted to know whether or not they were going to release the Anthony Brown Jr. body cam video. His death is, of course, being revenged by several of the usual characters. People who say that they are not a part of the system and therefore cannot be racist in our society. From what I've seen. I mean, things definitely aren't the way they were when I was a kid. I don't really understand how you can say that you're not part of the system where in most places today you are in charge of the system. You're the ones making the decisions with the system. You have essentially become the system. After all, if my cat can be racist, why not black people? Some might say that I'm of the wrong skin tone to be talking about this right now, but to me it seems like the opinion amongst black people seems so divided that I'm starting to suspect that it's not exactly about race. So, the TV was explaining exactly what was on the video. They said that the Brown reversed, made contact with the officers, whatever that means, and then put it in drive, made contact with the officers again in front, and then they shot him. To me, it made it sound like he was kind of threatening the officers with his automobile. I'm thinking that might be the reason why he got shot. I've seen similar video where the same thing happened. I saw a video once of a guy tried to run over a whole SWAT team, and the entire SWAT team opened fire on the car. I mean, if you try to run them over, they shoot you. Some people disagreed with me, though. The guy running the live stream actually came out and said that if they'd actually done what I'd said and tried to run him over the car, that's something that they would have put out there immediately and wouldn't be trying to hide it. I severely doubt that. They could have had their reasons for not wanting to do that. They might not have wanted to contaminate a jury pool. This North Carolina court is not as worried about the mob violence as Minneapolis was. Of course, this didn't really go down very well with the majority liberal population of people in the chat I was in. They had their theories as to what exactly was going on. They claimed that since 7 officers were put on administrative leave, it's clearly a sign of their guilt, and since 3 officers immediately quit, it must be some sort of sign that it's clearly a sign that the department was racist or something. So people clearly needed to go and take the law into their own hands. So I tried reasoning with the guy. I was like, did you not do any research about this? Every single time a police officer kills somebody, they're immediately put on administrative leave. You wouldn't want to be the guy in the squad car with some maniac who's just running around murking people left and right. The people who quit probably just disagreed with the decision to press charges and decided to do so out of solidarity for their fellow officers, who they've probably worked with for years. I've seen the same thing happen in person. A SOAR commander was fired at one time, and half the squad quit to try and send a message to the higher-ups to put it back on. Things like this happen in the real world, not just, a liberal fantasy land that he's coming up with. Maybe they haven't released the body cam footage because they don't want all these cops to be found not guilty of these crimes that are against them and have to live the rest of their lives fearing that they're going to face mob justice someday on the street. Of course, the only way people who believe this crap can continue to go undefeated in their mind is by not engaging in such conversations at all and just quickly blocking you. Wouldn't want to have to defend your arguments and prove to the whole world that you're just, resting on a fragile deck of cards. Fragile house of cards. And then this paradigm of expert journalism went on to explain to me, now that I was good and tied and couldn't say anything to my defense, how he would never report on anything that was false. Something that doesn't fit his narrative.